And now it's time to sip the coffee and spill the tea on Talking with 3D Live. Here's your host, Derrick Dixon.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of Talking with 3D Live. I'm your host, Derrick Dixon, and this is where we always sip the coffee, spill the tea. Listen, this is Kids Week here on Talking with 3D, and I've got my friend here, Quincey Spencer is in the house. What's going on, sir?
Nothing, just chilling, you know.
Just chilling?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you to be here. Quincey came in and he talked to me before. He wanted to be an intern on Talking with 3D Live with me and the producer, Dan Cohen. So we gave him an opportunity to come in. But what he didn't know is that also he was going to be interviewed today. So I had interviewed his mother and his stepfather on the show as well. So we had a great show with them. Quanta and Devin came on the show. So now we're here with Quincey, and I wanted to bring Quincey on because the fact that I love his energy, I love the fact that what he wants to do, and I think that we need to be able to hear children's voices, and we need to know, you know, what motivates them and what drives them. What do they see from us as adults, and what can we do to help our next generation to prosper in life? So I brought Quincey on. He didn't know he was about to be interviewed, but I sat him down and it's like, hey, okay, here we go. We're going to do this today. So Quincey, he's bright, bold, he's a brilliant, talented 10-year-old that just finished with the 5th grade, getting ready to go into the 6th grade. Are you excited about that first off?
Yeah, I wasn't, I'm very smart for my age, I feel like myself, and, you know, going into 6th grade is a big thing for me, because, you know, that's like, not like, how could I say it, like, that's me stepping up to another level.
Yeah,
so, yeah I'm ready.
It's a new chapter in your life. It's a new journey. And I always, you know, when I try to let kids know about the next journey, because a lot of times in elementary, you have a lot of crutches.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you have recess, you have, you know, all those type of things.
A lot of abilities you have in elementary don't apply to middle school.
Don't apply to middle school. So now what we are now doing is preparing you, because this is where, you know, people think, you know, life, how's life starting here?
Yeah.
Life is starting.
Yeah, it's tough.
Life is starting. You're going to be going into your teenage years. And what do you look forward to when going into middle school?
Just getting mature and mature every time, you know, you know, just be ready for what comes at me. You know, I want to stick to basketball. That's my sport. So, you know, I just like to do what I can for myself. Yeah.
You know, you and your mother are very close.
Yeah, great relationship.
You're an only child.
Yes, that's true.
You're an only child, and it's been you and your mother for quite a while. Your father is still very active in your life, so we're not going to discredit your father. He's very active in your life, but you are very close to your mother, and I love to see you and your mother's relationship. How do you think that has, because, and the reason I'm asking you this, Quincey, because a lot of times people will think mothers can't raise boys.
And that's not right. Because my mother, I love my mother to death. You know, she's a great woman, and I look at her as a
Now, you know she's crying right about now, because you said that.
So, I think from her perspective and stuff, like trying to raise a man from a boy, it's not hard, because, you know, you just gotta do what you can and let them enjoy life with you, you know.
Let them enjoy life with you. I love that.
Yeah, like for example, I was at Hershey Park with her the other day while it was me, Mr. Devin, and two of his daughters. And while they was eating, we just went on and have fun. You know, we waited on a couple long rides and all that, but we had fun, just me and her, right? But it was all of us, but me and her, we still went on. They walked to the car before us. We was still together, riding rides, having fun. Yeah. So.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because your mother and Mr. Devin are getting married. They're engaged. How do you feel about that? Because it's been you and your mother for quite a while.
10 years.
And I think it's important because, we have so many families that are meshed together. So therefore, how do you feel? Because then you're bringing siblings along into the family, that there's going to be a different dynamic.
Yeah.
How does that affect Quincey?
Just motivate her. I can't be mad at her because that's who she wants. That's her opinion. My opinion is what I think. I think she's doing good for herself.
This episode has been brought to you by Angie's Seafood Restaurant. Angie's Seafood Restaurant is located at 1727 East Pratt Street, one of the best seafood restaurants in the Baltimore DMV area. So please go out and visit Angie's Seafood. Tell them Talking with 3D sent you. 1727 East Pratt Street. We'll see you there.
I said 5 in the morning, I wake up to 5 for my God.
Mr. Devin, he's very nice. He's kind to me, He accepted me, so I accepted him, I like it. So, and his kids, they're cool. I don't see nothing wrong with them because, I'm a kid myself. And
Right.
His little child, his son, I like him. He be over here all the time. And, we have fun together. I be taking him out when I go outside, or he'll play basketball with me on my little mini hoop in the basement. Yeah, all that.
Yeah, because I heard that when he comes to the house,
Yeah.
he's looking for Quincey.
He goes straight to the basement door and yells, Quincey!
Yeah. Needs to know where you're at. So Quincey, let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about, school nowadays or growing up 10, 11, 12. So much peer pressure that goes on. So much things that I know that you're into fashion. A lot of kids aren't into fashion.
Yeah.
And so people will judge you or want to, say something that's not you. You just love being you. That's what I love about you, is that Quincey, I don't care what anyone says about you. And not that I
stay in my own bubble.
You stay in your own bubble.
Yeah,
and not to say that I've heard people say anything about you.
Yeah.
But because you don't give people anything to say about you. You really don't.
I give them what I give them,
But like you say, you stay in your own bubble. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with peer pressure? Because now you're going to be around kids that smoke, that drink,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
act a certain way. How do you deal with that?
Well, sometimes you just gotta recognize that, my mother tells me this all the time, not everybody can be your friend. So you gotta pick and choose. And I have some of my friends, I have close friends, I have friends that I haven't seen in a while. But there's some kids out here who want to be with me, but just to bring me down, because my life, I have a good life for myself. They wanna, I don't like this, I don't like that, he got this and I don't, so yeah.
Yeah. And
I can't give you what I have, Can't give you my personality.
You can't give them your personality.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that if people would learn to be who they are, find out what their personality is, find out what their likes are, because just because you may like something a certain way or dress a certain way, they don't have that luxury, or they don't have that style, they don't have that pleasure.
Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay to be who they are, because I look at you and I don't feel like you're going to be judgmental because they don't have what you have.
Yeah. And I feel grateful for what I have. My grandmother, my grandfather, my dad, my stepfather, and my mother. That's my main people that I speak to every day. I see every day, I'm not with every day, but I'm around them every day. And for me to be I'm just blessed to have them, and still, I still can be myself. I'm not scared of nothing, cause it's just, I don't know
Part
how to
of
say
life.
it. Yeah.
It's part of life. What is, and you say you're not scared of anything, but what's one thing that you may fear in life? Excuse me.
Walking near the wrong person. If I'm, what I mean by that is I see if the person I like, so say he my friend, but in his mind, he being very nice to me. You know, he hasn't stealed anything from me. You know, I'm thinking, I'm cool with him. But then one of these days, he might just turn my back. I mean, he might do something behind my back. You know. So that's one thing I like fear to walk into, especially during this 6th grade middle school thing.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is the fact that you have that mindset that you at least and you're aware of it. So therefore, you know what you're walking into.
Yeah, I tell myself I'm 21.
You tell yourself you're 21. And why do you tell yourself that?
Motivate myself.
Yeah, just to motivate yourself. Let me ask you this, Quincey. Being an only child, do you ever feel like you've missed out on any aspects of as far as growing up with siblings?
No.
No?
Because I have 3 blood brothers. One name is Manny, one name is KD, and one name is Carter. So
Okay.
I've been with all of them, and I grew up with them. One has moved away, and 2 are still here. And Manny, he's the second youngest, closest to me. You know, we always, not always, but we're together. You know, we're close. You know, I'm close with all my brothers. So yeah, I don't feel like I've ever missed out on brotherhood and all that stuff here.
What's the one thing, and maybe she's not watching at this point, what's the one thing that your mother doesn't know about you? What's the one vice that you have? Like, she don't know that.
I didn't know that I get girlfriends. Not all.
That you get girlfriends?
No, not that I get some that they're attracted to me.
That they're attracted to. You don't tell.
Some I do.
You don't tell your mother of the girls that are attracted to you.
Yeah, she knows that girls are attracted to me. But
Right.
I don't tell her sometimes.
You don't tell her. How come you don't tell her?
Fun.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
Who's some of them that we won't? What's some of the girls that like you?
I don't know them right now. School's out. I'm trying to have fun.
Oh.
You know? I'm on my own page, so yeah, I don't. Yeah, but
I was just trying to set you up right there. So you didn't fall for it, but I was trying to set you up. So now that you are out of school, what are your plans for the summer? I know that you're very into basketball.
Yeah.
What's your plans?
I have a lot of basketball things going on this summer. Like next weekend, I have a tournament coming up in Hampton with my basketball team. Shout out Big Dogs. But I just whatever comes to my mind. Say I want to go down see my grandparents. We just go down there. You know, I'm not trying to like make schedules for summer because something might pop up and I'm like, I might do that instead. You know, just do whatever comes up. You know, have some fun. And I would definitely want to travel too. Yeah.
Okay. What is your go-to place to travel? Where do you want to go?
Miami and San Francisco and Memphis.
Why Memphis?
Because the Grizzlies, like Memphis Grizzlies,
Okay.
the NBA team. Yeah, I want to see them play.
Okay.
I know the whole team. I don't like know them like they're I'm cool with them, but I know them, their names and all that. Like,
Okay.
And I want to see Steph. He's in San Francisco, California.
Okay.
Yeah, and Miami, I just want to go because it's nice down there. Nice.
Okay. So we had talked about, you coming on the show and being an intern on the show. What do you, first off, what did you think? How did you feel today?
Felt good. Controlling the cameras behind the scenes. Yeah, I already done made my own video about it, you know, so I'm having fun. I like it. I'm definitely going to come back, though.
Good, good. You want to do your own show one day?
Yes, I want to do my own little podcast.
And what would you name it?
Talking with Q Money.
Talking with Q Money.
Yeah, still a little bit of that.
Okay, I know that's right. That's fine with me. So, because we want to be able to help you, and Dan, we want to be able to help you to grow. And that's why I really think it's so important that you see people like-minded.
Yeah.
So you can, thinking, how can I do this? How can I grow my set? How can I grow my
some
audience?
People are on the same page. Like, example, you know, you are into fashion. You have your own podcast. That's something I would want to do. Like how you are doing right now. That's something I would want to do.
Yeah. And that's how you have to. You have to take chances
Yeah.
to grow, and you have to take chances to be you. You know, I've talked to you a little bit also about getting into the fashion
Yeah.
industry. Again, however you start and whatever you want to do, you just have to do that. Not worry about what the naysayers are going to say, because they're always going to say something.
Definitely.
But you know, they don't like talking with 3D. But the fact is that I'm not going to stop doing it.
Yeah.
You know, so you can't stop
it's not
doing.
their podcast.
It's not their podcast, and that's fine with me. That's fine with me. What's one question that you would want to ask? You know, not per se just me, but an adult. What's a question that you would want to ask an adult?
Like, what's the hardest thing in life? What is one thing that you're gonna have to like go through and stuff?
I think the hardest thing, Quincy, that we as adults have to go through, you know, because we are the providers. And especially if you have children, you want to see your children succeed.
Yeah, definitely.
So the hardest thing is to say that if something was to happen to your child, whether it be, you know, traumatic, them being in a situation, that's hard. And it's hard on us because of the fact that you were placed into our lives
Yeah.
and to care for and to take care of. And then you feel as an adult, as a parent, we weren't able to provide that for you.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's not for all of us, but I look at it like, you know, that's a tough thing.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing. So, yeah.
Okay. That was one thing that always came to my mind. Like, what's so hard about being a parent or just adult in general? Yeah.
And the thing is, you know, as a child, you don't think bills.
Yeah.
You don't think responsibilities. You get up and you go.
The way I grew up, you know, I'm not saying I have money, like my parents are rich. And I've been told to people that, oh, you're rich, you got all this. No, I don't. I'm blessed, you know. And for me to grow up, you know, we haven't struggled with paying bills. You know, we always kept our jobs, you know, and we have enough money to do what we got to do, you know, and things like this and that, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So, and it's good that you have that perspective, because as you grow up, you'll understand where you may have seen your mother struggle, where you may have seen your father struggle, and then you're like, aha, I get it. It's the aha moments that we finally understand into our adulthood. Oh, I get why my mother cried the other night. I get why my father was happy. I get, you know, so you understand a little bit better. But that's why we are here.
I still understand. I know little things every now and then, you know, since, you know, I've not told a lot of things that are like adult-wise, but like most things I'm not ready for, but like, how could I say it? Like some things my mother would tell me, just like, be ready for this. And let's say your money, your paycheck comes in. You're happy about that, you know. So I get a little bit of it, but, you know, I'm not all the way at it, you know.
Yeah. And that is the best thing, is for the fact that she's preparing you step by step. You know, because you have so much, especially you're going into middle school, and the girls are going to be all over you. You've got homework. You got to prepare now for high school. You've got to prepare now for college, because again, it just keeps climbing. So you have to prepare yourself in different ways. So, and it's great that you have that support to be able to conquer those things, because I believe you have a great support system. What's one thing that makes you sad?
Not being around my grandmother and grandpa. Because when my grandmother moved, that first month, I was just, I mean, I was fine, but like, I was not crying every night, but I wasn't like the same. I was more so sad sometimes. And I might be happy with my friends, but I'm still thinking, oh yeah, I can't go home and say, hey grandma, you know, how I used to. Every time I would come home, even if it's late, I would go downstairs, say what's up to her, and I might even go to sleep, but you know. And then when my grandfather comes down here and he leaves, I'm depressed, like down bad, like I'm crying.
Yeah. And it's hard, and it's part of life, because the fact that But again, things prepare you for life. They prepare you for life. So listen, we're going to have to get out of here. I'm going to give you some questions,
Okay.
some quick questions,
All right.
and you're going to have to answer my quick questions.
All right.
All right. So I know again you just left Bedford Elementary from the 5th grade,
Yep.
going into the 6th grade.
My brain might be a little musty, crusty, but
That's
I
okay.
can yeah.
That's okay. Who's your favorite administrator?
My mother.
Your mother. Who's your favorite teacher at Bedford?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
And it could be through the years too.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Miss Tapley in 5th. And 4th. No, Miss Tapley and Miss Morlock. Both my teachers. They were very nice. I love those. Love those teachers. In my 4th grade, I had Miss Tapley again, and I would give it to Miss Hopkins Ford, and 3rd grade Miss Mayo. That was probably the best teacher I had through all my years.
Mayo.
Miss Mayo, yeah, because she's my aunt, so
Okay.
that was the best year I've ever had.
Okay.
Even though the class wasn't the best,
Yeah.
I still had fun. Through my whole year, yeah.
Yeah. Favorite experience in or memory in elementary?
Who helped me and my friend Mateo? We helped out with the I think it was 1st or 2nd grade. I hope he sees this so he can correct me, but I think it was 1st grade what we helped out with, yeah. When we helped out for field day with them. Yeah, that was fun. So that was not the best memory, but that's the one that comes to my head immediately, yeah.
Quincey, if you could look in your camera and what advice would you give to young adults, young children, to not give up?
Keep working hard. Don't like you said, don't give up. You know, just keep working hard. You know, believe in yourself. Don't stop when people say, "Oh, this is not right." "Oh, don't do this, don't do that." You know, just keep doing what you can and have fun with life. You know, some things are not always gonna be fun. How they say life is not fair, and it's kind of not. But
Yeah.
just do what you can do. You know. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's one advice I can give. You know.
And what drives you?
Just like when I was younger, me and my mother, we had YouTube. Look what Mom could do. We had a little bus trip and all that stuff for all that, and you know, I used to make crazy videos where I used to dance around and do one hand flips. Some of that stuff I can't do, but now I can do. But all that stuff, you know, whatever you do, you can't just can't be scared. Just put it out there, and if they say something, got it, you know?
Yeah.
Throw it back.
Your mother said that she created a monster because she's taking you to get your pedicure, and now you're addicted to pedicures.
Yes, I
Which
got
is
one yesterday.
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that because self-care is the best care.
I love my health and my hygiene. Hygiene, that's what I meant, yeah. And all that stuff, you know. I just try to look as best as I can for myself and, you know, for who I'm showing, you know. But
And that is wonderful as a young man because again, that's about self-love.
yeah.
And it's very important to have confidence, self-love, and because you, Quincey, are going to look back and then people will look at this show and just say, wow, if I had the confidence that this 10-year-old has when I was 10 years old, you know, I could do this and do this better. So, and the reason I bring that up because I want people not to be so judgmental, not to laugh and think, oh, that's girly or this is that and everything. That it's about loving who you are, and that's important.
So true.
It's very important. So
That's one big thing you have to do is the whole word, just self-love, you know, just you can't give up on yourself, you know, just keep believing in yourself and keep pushing to your limits, you know.
Yeah.
As they say, the sky's the limit, but, you know,
The sky's
you go
the
as far as you want.
Yeah. Quincey, I've enjoyed just sitting down here talking to you. I really appreciate you.
No problem.
This was a great conversation.
I would love to come back.
Yeah, well, you are welcome back.
Yeah.
You are welcome back. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Quincey Spencer and he is now an official, I'm going to give him the title now, the official intern here at Talking with 3D. So again, thank you, Quincy,
No problem.
for coming by. I appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Listen, I know a lot of our kids out there are promoting to different grade levels and everything. Strive to be the best that you can. Self-love is important. Confidence is important. Go out and be the best you. Don't try to be somebody else, but be the best you. So thank you guys for tuning in to Talking with 3D. Go out, love somebody intentionally, and we will see you next time right here. This is an iRose Film production. Peace.